It is time for our regular council meeting to come to order. The first item on the agenda is the oath of office to Walter Curry, Jean Knopel, and Doug Jackson. And I will ask Walt to please come forward.
Do you, Walter L. Curry, solemnly swear that you will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that you will faithfully discharge your duties in your office as councilman for the town of Weaverville, so help you God?
I do.
And Jean Knopel.
Do you, Arthur Eugene Knopel III, solemnly swear that you will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States, the Constitution and laws of the state of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of your office as councilman for the town of Weaverville, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Doug Jackson.
Do you, William Douglas Jackson, solemnly swear that you will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of North Carolina, not inconsistent therein, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of your office as councilman for the town of Weaverville, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. I congratulate you on your election to the Weaverville Town Council. The members of the continuing Town Council look forward to working with you. We appreciate your willingness to work on our community's behalf. And next is, I'd like to recognize a very special person. Tonight, I want to thank Marcy Nisbet for her 8 years of conscientious service on the Weaverville Town Council. Marcy loves Weaverville, and I know that she will find many ways to give back to this town in the public-spirited way that is hers. It is my pleasure to present her with a plaque. Marcy, if you will come forward. Thank you for your service. We appreciate all you have done for our community.
And I appreciate having had the opportunity to work with all of you and with the community. Thank you.
On the agenda is a discussion of a 4-lot subdivision on Leisure Mountain Road for John Maltby. Mike, would you like to tell us about this?
Be glad to. The property is located on Leisure Mountain Road, which is right behind the Woodland Hills Ingalls. There's a tract of property there. They're dividing this into 4 additional lots. It's a 4-lot subdivision, which will have its straight frontage off of Leisure Mountain Road. This has been approved by the Planning and Zoning Board, and they are recommending to you for the approval of this minor subdivision.
Mike, does this fall under the letter of intent,
yes,
or letter of understanding we have with Woodland?
That's a good point. Need to point that out. Currently, this property is in our ETJ, but this property is also property that is part of our agreement with the town of Woodland for future annexations. This property would go to the town of Woodland according to our agreement that we have with the town of Woodland. But right now, it is still ours.
Doug, is the developer, the
to subdivide of the owner of the larger house on the main tract of land there?
I don't believe he's ready for that.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Does the council wish to approve this subdivision?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor of this motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. And next we need to do 2 appointments. And the first appointment is of Bob View to the Planning and Zoning Board. It is my pleasure to recommend the appointment of Bob View to the Planning and Zoning Board. He will replace Gene Noble. Bob has lived about 15 years in the Reams Creek Golf community. He has a degree in geological engineering from the University of Kansas, and he also has a degree in geology and has worked as a petroleum geologist for 38 years. We appreciate his willingness to serve on the Planning and Zoning Board. Does the council wish to approve Bob?
So moved that we appoint Bob.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor of this motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. And next we need to appoint Walt Curry as our representative to Land of Sky Regional Council, and Don Hollingsey will serve as an alternate. These 2 have graciously agreed to do this. So we'll need a motion for approval.
So moved.
Is there any discussion? All in favor of this motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Okay. Now we'll go to our manager's report. Mike, do you have anything to report?
Yes, ma'am, I do. At your place, you will notice we do have a budget amendment, which is a carryover of unspent annexation expenses. Last year, actually it'll be the year before last now, we annexed a portion of what I will call the Stony Knob Road area and along Aiken Road in that area. As a result of that annexation, we needed to extend water and sewer lines. The project didn't get completed in last year's budget. This was money that was budgeted in last year's funds, but the project did not get completed. And in fact, the water line now is completed, and the sewer, we're still in final design phases with the sewer at this time. But these are expenses that was in prior year budget, and we need to pick it up and carry it forward to this year's budget. So it's $54,284.70 that needs to be carried forward.
You need a motion on that?
Yes, ma'am.
So moved that we carry this over in the budget, $54,284.70.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor of this motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Mike.
Just a few other dates I'd just like to bring to the council's attention and to the public. Town Hall will be closed the 22nd and 23rd of November for Thanksgiving. We will be having a new council orientation November the 29th at 2 p.m. here at the Town Hall. At that time, department heads will give a brief overview of activities that are currently going on so we can bring everyone up to speed as far as projects and background activities and things like this. December the 1st, we will have our Christmas parade. It'll be stepping off from North Buncombe Middle School. Council members will need to be there no later than about 12:30 so that we can pull off right at 1 o'clock. But the North Buncombe Middle School. December the 3rd, for the council, we have our town holiday party, Christmas party, and that's here at Town Hall at 6:30. It's at 6. It says 6, but it's at 6:30. So if you show up at 6, you'll be in time. Next, not to cook, but just the next is our senior citizen dinner, which will be December the 19th at 12 noon here at Town Hall. This is our annual dinner that we do for our senior citizens in Weaverville. Town Hall will once again be closed December the 24th and 25th for the Christmas holidays.
and then it will be closed again January the 1st for New Year's. Another date to go ahead and put on your calendars, especially for the new council members, is March the 5th through the 8th. The Essentials of Municipal Management. It's a class put on by the Institute of Government. We'll be at the Grove Park, and you all three have been registered for that class. But we'll be getting more information to you on that. And that's all that I have, unless there's questions from the council.
Can I interject a little bit on the December the 19th, the senior lunch? If the town council members could come, and we do the serving, so, you know, I'd like to have your wives or friends or whatever come and help a little bit with it.
Rodney, I asked what time you're going to have that.
That's it.
Next item is department reports, and our first report comes from the police department. Fred?
Good evening. For the month of October, we had 7 felony charges, 21 misdemeanor charges, 4 drug charges, 2 driving while impaired arrest, 11 motor vehicle accidents, 32 traffic surveillance incidents. We issued 29 citations, 51 warnings were issued, 30 reports were taken, 61 residential building checks, 662 commercial building checks, for a total of 1,556 department activities. We patrolled 10,413 miles. Is there any questions?
Craig, at the forum, there was a question raised about increased crime at the lake. Could you address that for us?
I'd be happy to. We, some years ago, we had a resident that lived near the lake that no longer lives there. He's actually in prison now. There was some drug activity going on. We addressed that pretty heavily. So there's no drug activity to our knowledge going on there now. That's long been moved on. There's no drug activity that we're aware of at the lake now. That wasn't actually at the lake, it was at the condos across from the lake.
Great. In the news lately, there's been a lot of outlying communities that have some reports on gang activity. Have you seen any signs or anything here, or at this point, can you make any comments on that?
We're not aware of any gang activity. You might have noticed some of the painting on some of the signs, and that has actually happened one time before, and we arrested the young teenager that done that before, and it was an attention getter for him from some of his family members. So that's the only thing we've seen as far as any gang activity goes. That's all about. Any other questions? There's no gang activity and no problem with drugs at the lake.
Thank you, Greg.
And the crime is not ever increasing in Weaverville either. You may have read in last week's Weaverville Review.
Our next report comes from the fire department. Jeff?
Good evening, everyone. Fire-related calls inside town, total fire calls 27, property loss $300,000. Outside the city, 47 calls. Rescue-related calls inside town were 24, outside the town 44. This gives us a total of fire and rescue calls of 142. Total fire loss $300,000. Total saves $299,970,000. Total inspections were 19 conducted by the fire marshal's office and 0 blood pressure checks. And $300,000. I would like to comment on the property loss that was on the grass. They had a shop vac that actually melted in the ceiling, caught on fire, activated a sprinkler. The sprinkler did an outstanding job. I mean, that's what we're trying to preach, especially in businesses and also residential now. But the sprinkler did its job, and our firemen went in there and did an excellent job on saving property. And we spent quite a little bit of time there helping them recoup there. But we was really hate that the fire occurred, but we was very pleased with the outcome of both the sprinkler and the fire department. Just want to make you aware of that.
Okay, this is for October the 12th through November the 16th. 1 new single-family residence at 10 High Meadow Cove, that's the golf course. 1 outside town, 76B, Pinebrook Club Road. 1 residential miscellaneous inside town at 96 South Main Street. 1 outside at 1 Hope Road. 1 new sign permit sign permit inside town at 334 Merriman Avenue. And the Zoning Board of Adjustment recommended approval of the 4-lot subdivision for John Moultrie on Leisure Mountain Road. And the Zoning Board of Adjustment approved a variance of 10 feet on the front yard setback on lots 1 through 17 on Long Street Court Phase 3 of Hamburg Mountain Road, or Hamburg Mountain Estates.
Okay, thank you for your report. And next is the tax report. Do you have anything? Oh, you did.
Good evening. The tax report through yesterday, total real valuation bill, $542,191,695 for a levy of $2,060,328. The personal valuation bill is $143,628,545 for a levy of $545,788, sorry. Discoveries in May that were valued at $8,211 and billed at a levy of $31. Utilities valuation was $4,062,589 for a levy of $15,438. Less an old age exemption valuation of $3,650,821 with a levy of $13,873. Grand total valuation today billed $686,240,219 with a levy of $2,607,713. We've collected through yesterday $506,042 for a percentage of 19.4, with prior year collected $562. Do have several releases that you should have a copy of in your stuff. Madge Butner, real estate property at 1 Clinton Street, was not given her old age exemption by the county, so they've released $53,350 of her valuation. And we will release $202.73 to Ms. Butner. Express Enterprise at South Hills Real Estate, valuation to be released $140,200 with a levy of $532.76. The reason we released it, the county released that much because it was only 10% complete on January 1st. Great American Leasing, personal property, valuation to be released $55,950 for a levy of $212.61. They were released because they were never in city limits. These last three are all three for Eric and Cynthia Rogers, real estate property at 136 Rooms Creek Road. The house was valued at the wrong square footage from 2005 till 2007. So the county has released $58,000 of the valuation for 07 and 06, and $40,600 of the valuation for 05. We will need to release and refund the amounts of for 07, $220.40, $249.40 for 2006, and $174.58 for 2005. If we have your approval. Any questions?
So we have to approve these releases.
Make a motion that we approve this.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor of this motion say aye. All opposed say no. The next item on our agenda is public comments. And I would like to review the rules of procedure. In order to speak at a regularly scheduled Weaverville Town Council meeting, an individual must sign up with the town clerk prior to the start of the meeting. Individuals will be limited to 3 minutes, must provide their names and addresses, and indicate the topic to be discussed. The maximum amount of time for all comments will be 30 minutes. Individuals requesting to address the town council will be allowed to speak in the following order. First, residents and property owners in the town. Secondly, residents and property owners in the ETJ. Thirdly, others. All speakers must address the board from the lectern and begin by giving their name and address. And our speaker tonight is Joe Cater.
I'll keep this short. Joe Cater, 55 Mountain Meadows Circle. Call this citizen feedback. First, the staff. You got the drafting of the water bill done after a number of years, and we appreciate that. At the next meeting, you might let us know, out of curiosity, what percentage of the people are taking advantage of it. But I'm talking about, you get the water bill that's already drafted against your checking account if you so choose. Good work. Second thing, the police department got some, medium press here recently. And I think everybody in this room thinks the police department is doing a great job. I mean, is anybody afraid of walking in downtown Weaverville tonight?
Okay, thank you, Joe. And our next speaker is Doug Durth.
Good evening, Doug Durth, 34 Hamburg Drive, and I'm also chair of the Planning and Zoning Board, which is really what I'd like to talk about briefly this evening. First of all, I'd like to add my congratulations to the council members. I look forward to working with you, and I know the rest of the board does as well. I also want to thank the mayor and council for moving
A little louder, okay.
I want to thank the mayor and council for moving expeditiously to replace Mr. Knopfel on board with Bob View. I appreciate that timely action. As you know, we're going to be facing a number of challenges in the near future, and so we need to have a full board up to speed on what's going on. I would also note very briefly that it was very common a year or two ago for one or more members of council to sit in on planning board meetings from time to time. I was never quite sure whether they were just there to check up on me or whether there was actually some genuine interest, but that seems to have sort of fallen off in recent months, and I would just simply like to bring that to your attention and invite any of the members, but particularly the new members, to sit in. Obviously, Gene knows full well what goes on there, but I would invite other members, as their time allows, to stop in just to kind of see how things go. I would also like to put on your future agenda the idea of us collectively reviewing in a measured fashion the existing planning and zoning and subdivision ordinances to bring them up to date, fill holes, and so forth. But we wouldn't look to take that on until after the new members' orientation in the spring.
Thank you, Doug. And folks, that does it for tonight.
Second.
All in favor of this motion say aye. All opposed say no. Thank you. Debbie?
This is Richard Bernier with Gene Knopfel. You're the new city council member here. We really want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, there's a lot of good, exciting things going on here in Weaverville. What's some of the issues you'd like to bring out to light in the coming year?
Well, the town's going to be, as I see it, facing three major issues in the next 6 to 12 months. One is the issue of the ABC store. The other is the disposition of the old town hall and what to do with the community center. And the third will probably be a conditional zoning issue regarding the McPhail property. I see that coming forward. And I think those are going to be really three key things that will take quite a bit of time to the council. A couple of them might be somewhat controversial, and it'll be interesting to see how they play out.
It certainly will be. Well, I want to say congratulations again. Welcome to the Weaverville Town Council, Ms. Connect.
Okay, thanks a lot.
I'm here with Doug Jackson, a new city council member here in Weaverville. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, what's some of the issues you see that's coming up to light that you'd like the folks out there to know that's watching tonight about what's going on here in Weaverville and some of your goals?
Well, the main issue that has been concerning a lot of people over the last couple of 3 years has been the rapid growth which we see coming forward, and we use terms like smart growth, but we want to make sure that the town grows and develops compatibly with the way we have had our neighborhoods and our downtown section. we're looking at a combination of things. There's been concerns about this large mall that we've got coming, and we've had people from the downtown district wants to make sure that we do maintain the vital businesses downtown. I think all of us that have been elected are very supportive of the downtown merchants and are going to do what we can to see that that is maintained in a vital situation. And beyond that, it's just going to be a matter of all of us getting up to speed. But the main issues, like I said, is the growth we're confronted with that we see coming, and we're going to use our best judgment to take and try to make sure it's compatible with the character of the town, and hopefully we'll be able to preserve what we've all enjoyed living in. That's a safe neighborhood and good quality growth.
Well, Mr. Jackson, I understand you'll be going up to the Grove Park Inn Institute of Government to learn how the council works and how the bylaws and everything goes on that. One of the questions I know that I've had that's emailed to me from the show here, and just wanted to touch base with you, is taxes. Everybody's concerned about taxes, and I know everybody don't want to increase taxes. So how do you look at tax situation right now for the citizens of Weaverville?
Well, being new, I've got to get in and look at the details of the budget. I can't be critical or second guessing, but as I mentioned at the forum that we had a few weeks ago, you know, it's very popular to say we want to reduce taxes. Absolutely. But at the same time, as you've heard some comments tonight, most people are very supportive with the services we get in this town, the police, the fire, and the public works system. So what we're going to have to do is to take and look at a balancing act. I don't think we've got any funds hidden anywhere, but if we have to make a trade-off, we're going to have to look critically at what services we want to have traded off. We also have the possibility where I think we're going to see our tax base grow as the Weaverville, obviously the city limits will probably be expanding in the future. We're going to have more businesses coming into the ETJ and so forth. So that's going to make some nominal increase in our tax revenue.
All right. Well, outstanding. Look forward to seeing you here on the City Council. Again, congratulations,
Thank you
Mr.
so
Jackson.
much. I appreciate your time.
Yes, Richard Bernier. I'm here with Walter Carey, a new City Council member here in Weaverville. Congratulations, Mr. Carey.
Thank you.
You are the top vote getter. Man, I tell you rocked over 500 votes, if I'm not bad mistaken.
Well, I was fortunate, and I got some nice support from people here.
Well, I've heard a lot of good things from the community here. This has been televised on URTV, which is the Public Access TV. We also put this on YouTube clips, so in case some folks don't have cable out there, at least we can still watch the council member and the meeting. Well, what's some of the goals and issues you think you need to address in the first year or so here on council?
Well, I think the first year or so that I'm on council, I would like to do a thorough review of all the ordinances, but in particular the land use ordinances, to make sure that we are up to date, that we are prepared for the kinds of challenges we're going to have in the next few years.
Well, one thing that I spoke to Councilmember Jackson about a few minutes ago is taxes. And, of course, he said basically we need to open up the books because you guys just came on board, and you'll be going to the Institute of Government up at Grove Park Inn for training about the protocol. And I think you have some experience in the protocol to council, which is very good. Again, I'll ask you this on taxes. I'm sure a lot of people want to know. You just want to take a look at it. I know you want to keep it as low as possible for everybody out here, especially homeowners.
Absolutely, and I have told people that I'm no fan of the property tax system of raising taxation, raising tax money. That we're pretty much stuck with that. But because we are stuck with it, we need to be very careful in looking at all sources of revenue so that we can keep the property tax source of revenue at the lowest possible level.
Well, again, congratulations, Mr.
Thank
Carey.
you, sir.
Look forward to working with you and being here at the council.